Hello, thank you for joining us today. My name is Lindsay. I'm the community manager at Creatively Disruptive, and I have Natalie, Google Ads manager at Creatively Disruptive, with
Hi,
us here
everyone.
today. Thank you for joining us today, Natalie. She's going to be showing us how to create a Google Ads campaign for your gym. So she's going to walk us through the process and kind of explain some of the benefits of a Google Ads campaign. And then there will be parts of certain details that she won't be able to get into just due to the time constraints for our live video today. But all of this information and the details, and specifically walking you through how to build a campaign from end to end, is in the Gymnastics Revenue Toolbox. So I'm going to leave a link to that so that if you're interested in getting some more information and some more help, you can check that out. But Natalie, if you want to take it away and show us how it's done.
Yeah, let's get started. All right. First things first, I'll just say, so we're going to walk through the basic campaign setup for a local search campaign for gymnastics clubs and gymnastics businesses. The one thing I did want to touch on is I feel like there is a common misconception that Google Ads is really just for high spenders or people who are in like more competitive industries, not necessarily local small businesses. And I want to say that is definitely not true. I feel like there's a misconception you have to be spending hundreds of dollars a day to get results in Google, and that is definitely not the case. So we're going to kind of go through the basic campaign setup for a local search campaign targeting your gym's radius. So yeah, we'll kind of walk through and then we'll go through the benefits, tips, and tricks as we go. And let's get started. So once we're in the dashboard here, we're going to go ahead and navigate to the left-hand side tab here, campaigns. And we'll go in and click this blue plus sign here, new campaign. And then first, we're going to have to choose our objective. We're going to go ahead and want to select leads. And this is going to be essentially just encouraging people to make phone calls, map your business location, anything like that. So I'm going to click continue here. And we're going to go ahead and click search as we want to appear in the search results page of Google. And here we're going to select all the ways that we want people to be able to interact with our business. So for anything local, it's going to be websites, phone calls, store visits, anything like that. You can also do a lead form submission. This one is a little bit more detailed, which we touch on in Revenue Toolbox. So website visits here, I just went ahead and picked a local gymnastics club near me so I could use them as an example. But we're going to put in the website here, and then we're going to go ahead and grab their phone number. I'll need to look up what that flip is here. All right. 3547. Okay. Beautiful. And then this one, you're just going to keep checked. It'll have you enter the location on our next step here. And then campaign name, I just go ahead and put local search campaign. You can name this whatever you'd like to help you keep track of it. All right. And then bidding here, we're going to go ahead and keep this on conversions for now. And if you wanted to, after your campaigns have been given a couple weeks to run, you can go in and set a target CPA, a target cost per action, based on your data that you've collected, and then set a realistic target CPA. Often the mistake made with this is that people will go ahead and set one right off the bat without collecting any data first to see what realistically the CPA is for the keywords that you are bidding on and to get leads from those. And so it'll kind of bottleneck their campaigns and cause actually traffic to slow down. So what we want in this is to just first start with conversions, and then I would say give it about even 3 to 4 weeks, and then go in and set your target CPA based on the data you're getting. All right, and we'll go next here. Campaign settings. So Google's going to automatically check search network and display network in here. We want to uncheck these. So this is going to be included on Google search partner websites such as and display sites such as YouTube, Gmail, everything like that. So this might be good for like a brand awareness campaign, but typically all these ads are going to be shown to people not in the search results page, but just on partner sites. So they're not actively looking for your business or actively searching for the services that you offer. So they tend to not convert anywhere near what your search results, your main campaign will convert at. So it's kind of just a way for Google to get you to spend more money in their platform and have less money going towards your campaign. So while in some instances they might have some benefits, and in some campaigns, depending on what your goal is, I would say for this local search campaign, I would go ahead and unselect them here. And next we'll go down to locations. So in locations, we're going to enter another location here, option, and then go to advanced search. So in advanced search here, we're going to do radius up here instead of location. And what this allows you to do is you're targeting a direct radius around you, which is nice because once you enter in the radius, I'll just go ahead and show you an example here. Let me see if I can get this copied. Here we go. Once you enter in a direct radius here and click target, it's going to then show you all of the areas that you're covering here, which is nice to kind of get that visual of the circle kind of showing you. And you can even zoom in and it'll show you specifically every single area that is included in your targeting. So this is nice if you wanted to keep it a little bit more high level. And you can also adjust the radius here. So if you only want to do 15 miles, you can narrow it down to that. Or on location here, something else that a lot of people will miss is if you have specific zip codes that you want to target, you can also do that. And you can add them in bulk. So you don't have to spend a bunch of time entering them in. But yeah, again, if you have zip codes, I know a lot of our small businesses do like to go by zip codes as well to get very specific on their targeting. So that's perfectly fine as well. You can enter those in bulk here, but I'm going to go ahead and continue with the radius and click save. And you can always update this anytime in the campaign settings. And then under location options here, one very important thing that is often skipped is under the target section, we're going to want to select presence here instead of presence or interest, which is the one that's automatically selected by Google. And essentially what presence is it's going to be Google's only targeting people who are specifically in that location. Now you'd think that was a given, but that's not always the case in Google settings. So you just want to make sure instead of the automatic presence or interest, which is people who might be like searching or might have been interested in the location that you're currently offering that service in, you're going to want to target presence. So it makes sure that Google's only showing your ad to people who are in that direct vicinity that are able to actually take action with interacting with your business and are local. So, and then exclude, this one's already good to go, but make sure you get that switch so you're not wasting any ad spend on people who aren't in your targeted location. And then languages, you can keep this as English, or if you have another primary language that you'd like to enter in here, you can do that as well. And then we'll go ahead and go to the next button here. Audience segments, we do go a little bit more into detail in the revenue toolbox with. Essentially, that's just let you target people based. You can do demographics, so you can target parents of kids' ages, and it'll give you a range. You can target based on hobbies, income, anything like that. So that does give you a little bit more advanced settings, but we're going to go ahead and click next here. And keywords and ads. So off the bat, just from your website, Google is going to give you typically a little automated list of keywords here. We're not going to want to use any of those. We're going to want to first name our ad group up here, and I just label this local ad group. And then under keywords, so it's going to give you some automated keyword suggestions. I like to just go ahead and get rid of those because those aren't always the best options to use, especially if you have a specific budget that you're wanting to stick to. So I go ahead and it'll also generate an automated ad here. I go ahead and just go ahead and click cancel down here. And I kind of get rid of all the automated stuff that it puts together. I've just usually found it's not very good quality. And I'll go next. And once I create the campaign, then I'll go into keywords, the keyword planner tool. I'll go in, search my classes, go ahead and add my keywords. I'll show you quickly how to do that, but we won't go into it super in depth just because of time. But I'll go ahead and show you why I do that as well. And then budget here, it'll give you a recommended budget. I always just click custom. Usually the recommended is either you're going to start with a budget that you have to stick to, or the recommended is usually a little off base of what you'll actually need to spend. So I recommend just starting with kind of like a standard budget, a standard starting budget, just to get some data coming in. And then based on the results, I'll either increase it, or typically I'll never decrease it, but I'll always increase it from there if I'm wanting to increase the leads that I'm getting. So for custom budget, gymnastics clubs, I'm going to say start anywhere from, I would even say $20 to $25 a day, ideally. And I would just start from there, collect data. You can always do, honestly, anywhere from the $15 to $25 a day range, depending on now how competitive your area is. So I'm just going to go ahead and put $20 a day in here. So we'll start with that, kind of collect some data, and then go from there. And then here it's going to have you review your campaign. Now I'll show you why that let me just really quick. I'll show you why I go in and do the keywords, exit out of the keywords and ads first, and then go back in and do them again here. But let me just have this load.
How long do you recommend that they just leave the budget where it is before they go in and review?
So I recommend you leave it there and you test for honestly 1 to 2 weeks.
Okay.
And probably even just one should be enough time, but sometimes it does take a little bit longer depending on the search volume in your area to give you an accurate amount of data to go off of. But I would say 1 to 2 weeks. And then from there, review your data, review your traffic, your clicks. And if it's where exactly you want it to be, then of course you can leave your budget for now. But if it's not exactly where you want it to be and you notice your area is a little bit more competitive, then you can go ahead and scale based off of that.
Okay.
All right. So let me add in me add those in again. But essentially what I wanted to show you is going to come up with these two errors here. Just confirm. All right, let me just confirm this really quick so I can show you these errors that you know how to bypass here. All right. Hopefully this will load. If not, we'll just move on. But you'll notice that there were two errors up here at the top of the page, one that flagged keywords, here we go, and then one that flagged your ads, saying that there was nothing in there. That's totally fine. We're going to do this afterward. So you'll just go ahead and continue with publishing it. And then once you go ahead and publish the campaign, we're going to go back into the keyword planner in here. Here we go. We're going to click on discover new keywords. And then this is going to be the next important step here, which if you're going to go ahead and set your location based off your keywords. So, and this is just really narrowing down by city. So I'm go ahead and put Mesa, Arizona, target. And then here you're going to enter in the different classes that you offer. I usually recommend sticking to usually like the top 3 classes that you want to push, top 3 to 4. So let's just say it's going to be gymnastics. So we'll type that in, tumbling, and ninja. And then you're going to click get results. And then let's do gymnastics near me, since that's more of a local term here. And then ninja classes near me. So I recommend trying that as well if you're not seeing the results you want in the search planner. Here we go. And then sort by average monthly searches, gymnastics near me, tumbling classes, cheerleading. Anyways, it'll give you all of the average monthly searches for each of these keywords. And then it'll also give you the top of page bid low range and top of page bid high range. Again, we go into a lot more detail on this if you're wanting to know the ins and out of kind of how to select the best possible keywords for your campaign that you're going to get the most success out of. We go in very detail into that in the Gymnastics Revenue Toolbox, but they do give you kind of a little inside look into what the costs of that are going to average. So here you'll go in, and I usually recommend starting with 10 to 12 keywords. And you'll go in here and you'll select the keywords that you like. But here you'll see that this kind of just gives you a better, it makes you, it's a more hands-on approach instead of doing the Google suggested keywords. Gives you more hands-on approach to kind of go through and make sure you're finding all the ones that are specifically relevant to your business, all the ones that you're wanting to target yourself, so that you're not targeting too many keywords and over and wasting any ad spend. We want to be very strategic about the process. So we'll go in, select some keywords that you'd like here. I recommend maximum of 10 to 12 per ad group, especially for a $20 a day starting budget. And then under plan here, this blue bar right here, you can select them, existing campaign, and then you can go in and select that specific campaign that you're wanting to add them to. And then just quickly, I'll touch on this. But for broad match, phrase match, exact match, we do go into more detail on this, but broad match is essentially going to be kind of a very vague results. It could be someone types in anything that is related to gymnastics, but it's not necessarily going to be exactly the keyword that you're bidding on. So it can often cause some very irrelevant search traffic going on. So I always like to recommend phrase match, which is going to be someone who's typing in, if not that exact phrase that you're bidding on. Let's say gymnastics near me, it'll be gymnastics classes near me. Something very similar to where we know our ads aren't showing up for anything irrelevant. So phrase match, and then once you have your campaign selected, this will say add to campaign. And yeah, that's kind of the basic walkthrough, how to add your keywords and everything like that. If you're interested in knowing how to draft the ads and get specific on the headlines and how to draft those the best to make sure you're getting the maximum amount of clicks and engagement on your ads. We do also cover that in our toolbox, but as far as the basic campaign structure and how to set that up and kind of the tips and tricks for that, there you have it.
Yes, thank you, Natalie. So like she said, you can get more information about this, more details in the Gymnastics Revenue Toolbox. And we have a $7 7-day trial if you just want to try it. And then we have monthly subscriptions and a lifetime membership as well to choose from. So if you're interested, just click that link that I put in the comments and you can check out some more information about it. But if you have any questions about Google Ads or anything related to marketing your gym, you can just leave a comment in this video, even if you're watching later, and we will get back to you. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Natalie, for taking the time to